Hi everyone. Good evening. Yeah, thank you for joining. Thank you. So I'm going to share my screen and just tell me if you could see my presentation that I prepared. Can you all see my screen? Okay. I'm just recording in case if somebody misses, they can have a look at it at later stage. So I request you all to keep mute yourself. Okay. At the end of the session, if required, maybe we can have a discussion, and at the time I can answer questions one by one. Okay. So I am starting. So here is the agenda for our discussion today. So I'd like to give my brief background and just give you all what is the RAC exam and the overview, because that is very important. Okay, because what we are trying to attempt, we should know thoroughly. Okay. Uh, please mute yourself. Whoever is trying to adjust their microphone. Uh, then we discussed what is tested the exam. So what are you subject to in the exam, and then testing windows to see whether what what session you can plan for. Yeah. So whoever it is, can you keep mute, Suresh? So fine. Yeah. So finally, the exam experience. The D-Day, how one should perform, and what is my experience on the day, and most important, journey of preparation and the focus points. Okay. So finally, the resources that you can consider for this preparation. Okay. Hope this completely gives you a good picture about planning your RSC exam. So the background, I am a biomedical engineer and have 13 plus years of experience in medical device quality and regulatory affairs. So I am a certified lead auditor and anyway RAC certified. And I do provide trainings on 13485, 1497, 16230 for all medical device related standards to my clients and to required participants, and then do have hands-on experience in US and Health Canada UMDR regulatory submissions, and QMS implementation and design controls and DHF creations are some of my focus areas. So let us try get straight into the point. So RSC exam. So where to start? Everybody might have heard about RSC exam. They might see somebody cracking RSC exam, or somebody is looking forward to write RSC exam. That's what, because definitely it is one of the leading post-academic professionals credential. It is nothing to do with your degree, but whatever degree is, you can add this feather in your cap. So it is highly recognized. So it's always good to write this. So just not for the sake of writing getting certificate, but the whole experience and the way you prepare for the exam definitely would help you. That's what I feel and I felt for in my case. So there is a site where, in the RAPS, Regulated Affairs Professional Society, the society that conducts RAC exam, and you can kind of look at that particular link I post here. After this presentation, I will share you the PPT of this presentation so that you keep these points handy with you. So this is the link I would like you to go through, and this is the screenshot of that page. Okay, you'll be explained what is RAC, uh, how to apply for RAC, how to prepare for RAC, and recertification and resources, everything in one place. That's a good summary of somebody who has no idea, who has minimal idea about RAC exam to understand deep. So one important point that you should consider is that the content, whatever the syllabus, what is being tested on a high level is based on what is the current regulation till 31st December of previous year. Suppose you are writing next session, that is summer 2022. So December 31st of 2021, whatever regulation that is applicable is still is the subject to your examination. Say suppose MDD is still enforced the last year, so medical device directives related questions can be expected in this year's RSA exam. Okay, so just to that is one thing. And then once you know what is tested, okay, so you know it is medical device regulations tested, so what exactly the exam is designed to test your skills on what aspect. So the key aspect that you should have is knowledge of full product development and life cycle requirements for medical device and IVDs. So uh, if you break that up, the knowledge and USFDA regulation should be 30% of the 30% of the overall requirement, and EU or UMDR or European requirements are 30%, and then globally applicable practices and regulations guidelines, that is 40%. Okay, predominantly US and Europe related, because we know as the regulatory professionals, Europe and US are the more streamlined regulatory authorities, and they have clear set of regulations. So that is where the entire thing is focused on. Okay, so the exam will be conducted by asking you to answer 100 multiple choice questions, okay, in which you should score 75 out of 100. Okay, but the scoring is not straightforward. It is not like you correct, you put the 175 right answers, you should be able to clear that off. It's not that. It is more to deal with how you kind of there is a different scoring pattern that our RAPs follows. So that is most important. So it is not straightforward apple to apple comparison that you answered 75 questions and you got 75 marks. Okay, rather it has its own algorithm to give the scores. Okay, so forget about scoring but focus on answering as much as possible. Okay, so the things that are put to test are recall kind of questions. What kind of questions you expect to answer? So that means like remembering something and producing in that exam, like what is the reporting timeline for manufacturers as per US medical device reporting regulations 21 CFR part 803. Okay, so you should simply recall and say, is it 10 days or 20 days? Based on situation you just write it. So what is the reporting period for if it is a public health emergency in US or in Europe? So that kind of questions where you should be you should recall that particular answer and present it. And then application questions are required related to specific knowledge to a situation that may be encountered in the scope of application of regulatory professionals. So it is like you have to apply, you have to see that particular situation, and it's a situation based questions. Okay, and analysis also the same way. They kind of put you the situation, so and so manufacturing company, you are a regulatory affairs professional for a manufacturing unit, planning for so and so submission, and they don't have biocompatible reports. What is your strategy to go ahead for that country's regulatory strategy? So these kind of situations are the questions are purely you put into the situ and ask about your practical knowledge and understanding about the regulation, and interpretation of the regulation is pretty much tested. Okay, so apart from recall, application and analysis both need some sort of experience and knowledge in the regulatory affairs arena. Okay, so that is something whoever planning to write the exam, keep in mind that it is not just reading books by books. It is applying, understanding the regulation, applying the regulations in the exam, but to the particular question. It is nothing but in your day-to-day job. If there is a project, how do you implement the regulatory knowledge that you acquire by reading regulations? Okay, so that is something you should keep in mind. So testing window, whoever is planning to take this test. Okay, so there are three sessions, three windows every year. So one in March to 29th April. So it is like it is an exam where you can choose to write your own day of examination. Okay, you can test, you can choose any day from that particular window. Say suppose I attempted spring, so spring exam was open from 21st March to 29th April. So I can write any day of my choice from 21st to 29th and attempt the exam. So the same way for the remaining sessions. Okay, so if I have to attend a spring exam, I need to make final payments and fee payments and everything before 24th February. Okay. Similarly, whoever are interested in this group, okay, if you are interested, the thing that you should do is to book for exam by 16 June. That is you should decide whether you are focusing on next session or following session. If you are focusing on next session, you should make decision in 10 days and make all the fee payment and proceed for the exam. Okay. So otherwise, you can plan for next session autumn. So you have still a lot of time. Okay. So just a moment, somebody is waiting. I'll just admit them and uh, okay. So here I would suggest, okay, you just think about it, and it's not a exam that is of minimal fee. It definitely it's a huge cost. Okay, you have to spend around $600 to write this exam. Okay, so if you are a RAPS member, you can pay around $490. Okay, so you should think in all aspects, cost point of view and your preparation point of view, and consider that. And once you are confident, you can enroll for this exam and write it. Okay, even first for your, if you enroll, you have almost 2 months time, like 16th June, you have 11th July your testing window starts. You can consider 19th August is the last date for test. I would recommend at least give the test before 1 week to just avoid any mishaps. So that means you can consider at least 12th August or 12th, 13th August is something, a window you have. Okay, so June, July, August. So you have almost 2 months of time. So if you feel confident, you can go for it. Otherwise, you give the same preparation, same intensity of preparation, and attempt next the further session in autumn. Okay, and here also, I would suggest how do you kind of pay the fee. Okay, so I would say if you take RAPS membership, you have good gains in terms of uh, uh, reduced fee, because if you are not member, you have to pay $615. If you are a member, you have to pay $490 only, at around 125 dollars difference. But if you take a RAPS membership from India is under emerging country quota, so we can get a membership for around 70 to $75. So for that annual period, so if you add that up, if being member and attempting taking the exam or paying for the exam makes a lot of sense than without taking membership. On top of it, once you are a member of RAPS, you have very good community that you can access to. And say suppose every day you get uh, these mails, open forum discussing about various regulatory requirements. This is one mail I got received in June. So, and that's again good community you can access. There are some free sessions that you can attend, and there are some reduced paid sessions that they offer on a contemporary regulatory topics. So taking RAPS membership would definitely help. There are a lot of advantages associated with that. On top of it, mainly if you attribute to how it helps your RAPS exam, it does straight away reduces 50 to 50 odd dollars definitely on the way you're going to make the payment. Okay, so that is about this. Somebody else is still pinging me. Okay. Okay, so this is all about testing windows, guys. So have a just it is also available It is also available in your in the RAP space that I've shared. So you guys can have a look at it and uh, get it uh, get this information in your hands. So this is advantage of RAPS membership. And then once you have paid the fee, next thing is you have to wait till you get a mail from Scantron is the organization that is associated with RAPS in scheduling the exams and in giving the scorings, and all the management of RAPS exam is being done by Scantron. So you don't get surprised what is Scantron, why they are mailing you. They mail you because they are the ones responsible for your RAPS exam. Okay. So once the testing window starts, they send a mail asking you to schedule the exam. So you can take the exam. You can write the exam online, offline. Previously, it used to be on offline only. You have to go to test center and write it. But the pandemic, they've opened up online exam also, and they're still continuing it. Okay, so you can choose either online and offline. But throughout the course of examination, you come across mails from Scantron, and you may communicate with the Scantron for more clarities and concerns if you have any. Okay, so this is the key. Okay, exam experience. What is that you can expect, and how you can face this exam. So I kind of blended with my experience and my suggestion. Okay, so I took the exam in the test center because it kind of keeps me at peace. I don't need to worry about logistics and other connection issues that are concerned with the testing, internet, and anything. You can fully focus on the exam, because if you are taking online from home, there will be a video call in which a proctor would monitor you every move, and you should have a completely clean room without any piece of paper lying on the room. So you should kind of show him entirely through your webcam and make sure that you have all the things clear, and he'll always monitor you. You should. Okay, so this is some things that you should undergo if you opt for online exam. But if it is kind of a test center, I guess many of you might have given this kind of tests in every city. Notable city has these test centers, as I observed. Hyderabad has 4 test centers, so you kind of choose which test center you end. And it's like booking your GRE or TOEFL or IELTS exam, TOEFL or GRE exam, pretty much. Okay, GMAT, if you have ever written those kind of exams in your lifetime. Otherwise, it is a straightforward experience. There is nothing to worry about that. Okay, so you have to appear half an hour before, and you can just uh, clear the formalities and get into the exam. Okay, and for that exam you have to carry your appropriate ID. Okay, so that is something they check whether your name matches with the way you have written in our exam application. This is important. Why I put there is a significance to it, because you are going to start exam in next 5-10 minutes, and if there is any discrepancy and you have been put to question or asked any tough questions on that, this is not matching, that is not matching, and you just carried xerox, you just carry digital copy, uh, that those things would kind of bother you, because it will have some effect, ancillary effect on on when you start the exam. So better keep things ready and upfront, so that you have a peaceful exam writing experience. And even check with the center once, whatever center you have chosen, call them and check with them upfront. And if you are going by your own vehicle, car or bike, you just check whether you have sufficient parking and stuff, so that you make your experience of writing exam as cool as possible. Okay, having peace of mind before the exam is very important, but for better outcome. Okay, so you have to answer 100 questions in 120 minutes. So manage your time appropriately. All are MCQs, but the catch is uh, you might have two, three answers which are competing. Okay, so there is no right or wrong answer sometimes. Okay, the answer is the best possible answer that you should give. Okay, there might be A is correct, B is also correct, and C also relatively correct. Okay, but you have to choose what is the best thing, what your gut feeling or what your experience says in that situation. So That is the catch. Okay, RAPS exam, it is unlike other exams. It put your experience to the test. So you might have, that is something you should look into. Okay, so one good thing is like you can the examination window itself has provision for checking timer. Okay, at the same time you can flag the questions whichever you feel tough or you want to touch upon at the later stage, and you can fill up easy questions and move forward. So you can use your own strategy, but make sure you should complete in 120 minutes. Rather, I would suggest make sure you complete in 100 questions in 100 minutes, so that at least you have 15-20 minutes of time to go back and check. Okay, so and then keep time for rechecking. At the same time, keep track of the time in the exam. Okay, so be confident, all questions are situation based, as I told you multiple times in this session. Use your common sense in answering them. You know the answer, but the catch is you will have two three competing answers. Okay, so that is something you should consider. And then check if the question carefully. Okay, there might be a negative sense. Okay, which are the following countries is not a JSTF country or is not a MDRF member. Okay, so they might be tricking you with that negative question in the negativity in the question. Okay, you might not see that not properly, and you may choose wrong answer. So I use this kind of strategy. This is my tip, algorithm that I have used every question. Check the question if it is asking in the negative sense or positive sense. Okay, eliminate the options instead of choosing right one option and jumping on it. Just see why not others qualify for this question. And then if two answers are competing, apply your risk based thinking. Okay, so what could benefit to the company to particular situation. Okay, so that may yield better results. That's what I understand. That's what my experience. But hope this way would help you, I believe. So this is about exam experience. Okay, so now comes to the preparation. This is another important point. So once you have paid fee and you have decided on the date, okay, now how do you prepare? Okay, so your experience is the key for RSA exam. Okay, so I say it again and again. Okay, so I know a lot of people try to get it to enhance their professional credentials. At the same time, of course, definitely having RAC would help you greatly in your recruitment, further recruitments also. But at the same time, adding for the sake of is also, you should keep in mind, it is not going to be that easy until unless you have that domain experience in the field of medical device regulations. Okay, so it is not the exam that you read or you read multiple times and crack it. Rather, you should apply your regulatory sense. So the folks who are new to the regulations, or folks who are dominantly working on drug regulations and trying to extend their foray into medical devices, spend little more time and try to be practical in your understanding. Okay, so that is my one suggestion. And uh, we are all experienced. Okay, we might be everybody have done one not 510K or one not C marking and stuff, but we don't get to work in all areas that RAPS exam put us to test. Okay, so you can't do entire syllabus is being covered by you. Okay, so it is expected that you need to prepare other topics where you don't have directly working experience. You should prepare well. So a good preparation help you both for your exam and a professional enhancement. That is where the key is. Okay, start with basics. So where to start is a big question always. So I would say start with basics. Okay, okay, just give me a moment. There are a couple of others. Okay, so a good start with basics is my suggestion to everybody, because instead of fancying your preparation with a lot of stuff which is not in our control, rather you can start reading all the regulations thoroughly. Start reading FDA pages. uh, so start reading UMDR, the very regulation. Take it out and just read it up. Okay, so that is one thing, and have a plan for all the topics. and cover one by one. Just list down all the topics that need to be covered. So and cover one by one. You allocate some time and do it. So attempt some Quizlets. Quizlets are like kind of mock tests. Okay, there are some practice tests that are offered by RAPs. If you can buy them. They may cost you 3 4 thousand. That gives you some real world experience, real exam experience. But after one or two tests, the questions might get repeated. But still, it's a good place to test your knowledge. But if you can't afford or if you don't want to buy that, there are a lot of Quizlets created by previous RAPS exam takers. Okay, so you can just log into Quizlet and just say check any quiz on fight and K or any quiz on US regulations. You find a lot of them. Okay, just do some self search. You'll find them. Okay, and about having a group. So group would help you. Yes, definitely group discussions would help you. So if there are things when you have a group, different experiences would come together and they can share their real world experience. But at self study is more important. You have to prep yourself so that that group study also would enhance you. Have your small notes with key points. Okay, so putting it to writing the key points that you consider. Okay, types of PMS supplements and which supplement used when. Okay, what is difference between PMS supplement and PM amendment. These are two tricky things. Okay, and MDR reporting timelines. Okay, UDI reporting changes into UDI, how much time it takes to make changes to the UDA. There are few things. These are the points that you come across in your reading. Okay, don't let go those points. Keep note of them and keep your notes, so that helps. Uh, and then make good use of CDRH Learn and FGA pages. CDRH Learn is something not fully exploited by our community. It has very good videos with explanation of topics like UDI, GUDID, and whatnot. Anything that is having some gray area where industry needs some sort of understanding. FDA has put forward those videos and lectures. So that is a good place to start. And then reading FDA pages. Okay, if you say 510K page for FDA, itself has wealth of information. Okay, it explains from basics to what is 510K to what is needed to clear 510K. Similarly, PMA. So FDA pages are very very valuable assets to start gaining your understanding. Okay, and then go through FDA, MDCG, IMDRS guidance documents. I don't say just take every document and read from page to page. Rather, whatever your study plan suggests falls into any FDA guidance or MDCG guidance. So suppose you are reading a UDI. Okay, there are 2 3 guidances documents or FAQ documents on UDI from FDA. There are a couple of 4 5 documents from MDCG. Take all of them and just go through them and highlight your key points and make notes. And in your revision, you can again go through those highlights, and that way you can cover the guidance documents, for example. Okay, another good avenue is BSI or Emergo have a lot of good white papers. So you might already come across a lot of updates in LinkedIn every day. Okay, so just keep them. Okay, don't get overwhelmed with the information, because our sector is not just a small pie. It's like it covers 360 degrees, from cyber security to biocompatibility to sterilization to clinical evaluation to post market, so what not everything. So nobody can get perfect and nobody would master on all those things. Okay, don't get intimidated. Whatever you know, that's a good solid base. On top of it, build with preparation and keep note of them. Okay, so white papers, gather them and try to read them. Okay, this reading, okay, irrespective of exam, whatever, whether pass or fail, whether you attempt or not, this very reading would help you to streamline or enhance your understanding of the regulations, and would help you in professional life, is what I believe. So I also would like to share my study plan which I created. There are around 40 to 50 topics which I listed. I wanted to read and read one. I read, in fact, week by week with a plan. So I would share that along with this mail. So that is something you can use. You can take it as that. Not that you can entirely follow it, but as you take that might be a good start to see how things would look like in the future. Okay, So this is all about preparation. Okay. So as I if I reiterate, so your experience is the key. On top of it, wherever you don't have knowledge, you have to read and understand this stuff. So finally, what are the resources that you can make use, and what is the groups that you can refer to start your preparation? Okay, so there is India WhatsApp group. Okay, we had a limited people around 10 to 15, 10 members team. We have formed, and we used to share a lot of information and connect and discuss if we have any tough points. It's not a planned group, rather it is more of a group discussion kind of group. Okay, where if you take one topic, we can have a session and discuss, or if we have any quizlet, we can take one quizlet together and analyze each question and answers and collectively answer. So that's a good experience, right, in the preparation part. So it's not just you take one exam and see the results, rather you discuss with the team and see and then analyze why some questions are right, when some answers are wrong, not correct. That experience helps. So India WhatsApp group is there. Okay, you can use this link and join. Okay, so and secondly, there is LinkedIn group, RAC devices. Okay, this is a link for that group. Okay, you can plan to join. This is international group run by volunteers. Okay, so whoever is taking exam this month, somebody take up the responsibility of coordinating these sessions. Okay, this is more planned. We have a study plan, what to cover in which week. Whoever participate in the RAPS group, so study group, they kind of share the burden of the topics. And every week, one week I present, one week somebody presents. So one week we do quizlet, and that kind of study group study plan is there. And finally, there are YouTube videos. Okay, what the good thing is, this session has been happening for last three exam sessions. Look, it's been 1 year of study group. Okay, so this study group has put up its sessions recorded and put in the YouTube. Okay, each link will have a playlist of around 15 to 20 sessions, which cover almost all the topics that RAPS exam would put you to test. Okay, so this itself would be a good place to start. Go through the YouTube links and start listening to them. Okay, so that may enhance your exam preparation experience. Okay, so finally, I would like to, after sharing all this, I would like to tell you few points. Okay, so this attempt is purely to help my fellow RAS professionals. There is no other thoughts about it. Just to see our community growing with knowledge and enhance your skills. Okay, so in whatever way you feel for the, if I may have any help, just reach out to me. Okay, so I can help you. So, and then the shared RSC groups are run by committed voluntary individuals. There is no guarantee that there would be a live group next time. Okay, so because I see particularly the more interesting topic is LinkedIn group. You can join and see if international group is commencing. If that is commencing, you can take part of it. But I would say from last time onwards, there are a lot of videos that were already put up here. So it is rather a lot of self study with these videos, following these videos, and then if at all there is any discussion required, you can form into the group discussions once in a while rather than every week. So these videos are key for that. So if I'm not very sure, so if next time they're going to start this voluntary session. Okay, if that session continues, you guys can do that. Okay, but what I would say is you have all the resources here to start your preparation. You can also form a study group from this pool of participants. Okay, I really got overwhelmed with the response that I got for my post. Okay, this session I just thought of clearing doubts for 10 to 12 people which who have pinged initial on the day one of my results. So and that number grew and it has become 30. So instead of answering one by one, I chose to have this Q&A session to explain my experience and direct you to these resources. But there are 150 plus requests for me for this session to include them. So I don't know how many are already in this session. I could not see. But whoever have missed, I'm trying to make this recorded video so that I put it in YouTube, they can follow. So what I'm trying to say is the response is very overwhelming. There are a lot of enthusiastic aspirants who want to clear raps. That enthusiasm is the step one for your success, and it always it already puts you in a path. So use this as a good resource. I'll just send a common mail to you all guys. So maybe you can use this email and email chain and start gathering whoever interested and form a group, and you can start your own study group. Okay, I will share you the study plan and international study plan, how the topics were kind of taken it one by one and just kind of bifurcated, so that it makes study plan more easy. Okay, so those resources will help you. Okay, and then the YouTube links have covered all the topics required for the exam. By following them, you it would greatly help you your self study. And this is my humble request, please be conscious and committed before joining the specified study groups. Okay, please don't join for the sake of it. Okay, if everybody if somebody might be so serious about the exam, somebody just thinking of exam, somebody is just curious to know what is about the exam. So I don't say all 120 150 participants are going to attempt next exam. Okay, maybe this might be a good start for them to just to have a look at their personal strengths and what is required from the reps, and maybe this is a good start to start preparing towards it. Once you gather, make couple of steps, and you are in the path of attempting the exam, then only join means stuff. Because if you just join and you are not active, it is not another in another WhatsApp group or another group. Okay, you should be committed at the same time. You should not spam the groups. Okay, that okay, yeah, that is my humble request. Whoever is thinking of joining, just don't jump into it. Think about it, whether you are serious about it, you are going to give the exam, join. Okay, these groups will continue, you these pages would continue. Okay, you can always visit them. Okay, and please mind, it's a professional exam where it tests your practical experience. Okay, so all the readings will augment your preparation, but your experience and common sense only helps in the exam. Okay, so I am again reiterating, it is not just merely reading couple of books or merely reading all the regulations would not really help you to clear, whether your experience and your common sense sometimes helps you in clearing the exam. So one more point also, everybody might have the question, the RAPS book, that book published by RAPS, would that help you? I would say it is not. Of course, it does help in putting the boundaries to what extent you can read particular topic. But I personally feel it is not of great help, because it is very superficial and some topics are out of syllabus and not needed. Okay, so I would suggest. If you find it, if some good friend shares you the book, keep it and keep it for a reference. But if you want to buy it and start your preparation, I don't suggest. Rather, you can start your preparation in the process. If you come across that book and if you feel further clarity, you can buy that book. Okay, so this is my suggestion regarding RAC book. Okay, so that is it, guys. That is it from me. So if you have any questions, maybe one by one, if you ask, I can answer them in next 20 minutes, and we can wrap this session. So anybody have any questions? Okay, it is better. Maybe you can type here so that I can also read through. Okay. So Ramya is asking, it is better attempt to global or regulation specific like US and EU. Ramya, it used to be the case there was like US RAC, EU RAC. Okay, now it is device RAC or drug RAC. In the device RAC, you have uh, both US and EU regulations, everything put together. in one exam. Okay, so there is no such question that you should think of whether you are writing drug RAC or device RAC. Yes, yes, was. Yeah. Mhm. Yes. So if you're talking about FDA, you can see FDA sites. Okay, 510K there is a phase in which it says okay how many days it takes. Special 510K 30 days. Okay, it is traditional 510K 90 days and abbreviated 510K 90. If you read one by one all the pages, okay, which is needed. Okay, anyway, you will get all the information. You can create your own notes. Okay, if not, okay, you can also go through those videos, okay, in which there might be a session on US submissions by one person, okay, where they would summarize all the topics and discuss in a session, okay. So listening to that would trigger you where to look for that information, and also you can make note of your own notes. Yeah, any other questions from anybody? Okay. Yeah, Vidya, tell me. Yeah, what I would say is like mock exams are like you can pay things you can buy mock tests, okay, from RAC. They sell the practice tests, okay, that comes with cost as I explained. Okay, you can buy them and prepare. Okay, that gives you some kind of real world real exam experience of answering and the way user interface and all. Okay, that is that puts you real test. But what I observed is those mock tests have first time you write it is fresh, but from second third time onwards the same pool of questions get repeated, okay, jumbled. So if you give two three times, you kind of exploit all the questions, so it won't be anything new, okay. So yes, rather I also suggested the Quizlet. You can go through those. You can search Quizlet. You can find some Quizlets already prepared by somebody previously. So you can test yourself with the flashcards. That is one way of answering. One way I can suggest you to get that real experience. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, Suresh. Yes. You do have the syllabus. If you Suresh, you may mute yourself. I'm listening my own voice. Okay. So yeah, I told you right. I gave you first page, rap space. In the if you explore that rap space, they kind of give you syllabus. Okay. High level topics that they would touch upon. Okay. So that is also a good place to start reviewing. Okay. So I have some questions written here. Like, okay, Jafar Ali's Ravan RAC has any negative marks for the wrong answer? No, Jafar, as of I know, there is no negative marking for answer. Rather, I would say it is very tricky. Okay, my previous mates also nobody could decipher what is the algorithm they would follow. They might have higher weightage for particular answer or lower weightage for particular answer. It's not clear cut right or wrong answer. Rather, which is the better answer. Okay, but there is no negative mark there as such in this exam. Okay, so Manjushri, hi Shravan, thank you for sharing those insights. Could you please let us know to what extent IBD questions are covered? Yes, IBD is also one of the topics of whole medical device spectrum. So you would get at least 4 5 questions on IBDs. particularly how software is incorporated into IVD, or particularly IVD related, IVDR related questions you can expect. So IVDs, yes, it is part of medical device. So there is one you can expect. Okay, suppose laboratory developed test, there might be a question on that. So you can expect few questions on IVDs. Okay. So, and then Sainath, hi Shravan sir, I appreciate your effort to share knowledge. We can organize RAC drug, that will be more helpful. Hi Sai, so, but I'm not a drugs person. I have zero knowledge on how drug regulations works, barring my little experience on combination products. But I'm so sorry, I can't create a drug related thing. Maybe we can find somebody in LinkedIn who can do that. So Madhu Srinivas, thank you so much for sharing your experience and providing tips. Very informative. Thank you very much. Sneha, how long RAPS accreditation valid? Once it expires, should be rewrite the exam again? If yes, how long? Okay, so this is a good question. So generally, once you get certified, they certify for 3 years. It says, but after that, I need to also concretize my understanding. But what I presume is like there won't be any tests as such you need to give until unless you completely elapse. Rather, they say that you have to maintain the credits. You have to learn few things and maintain the credits. So CME, right? Continuous, just like CME, you have to learn topics and maintain your score so that you can maintain this exam. That is also explained in that page. Okay, if you so I joined in between. So please share the YouTube link. Yeah, I hope to share this. I hope my recording did not mess up and it has recorded what all I am blabbering about here. So Gautami, thanks for. Are there any questions related to SAMD? Yes, SAMD is of late a hot topic in medical device regulations. You should to expect questions on SAMD. Uh, okay, so there, I myself have 4 5 questions on SAMD. Yeah. Any other questions? So I guess yes, Jivan. Okay. Even it is something beyond my scope, but I'll try to explain. Okay, I would see, okay, I would suggest see RAPs as little enhancement to whatever you are doing. Okay, if you are in the regulatory and quality field, and if you kind of you can attempt it much cleanly and try to crack it, and so that you will get that certificate. I don't say certificate would put you on the pedestal. Rather, it kind of accomplish. It's definitely a good accomplishment and definitely a good shining feather in your cap, but it is not everything. Okay, I would say even that good preparation is good enough even if you don't attempt exam or if you don't get the certificate. Okay, if you understand from the basics, your confidence levels are different when you are facing interviewer, when you are talking to your client, or when you are talking to people in a gathering. Okay, so I would say certifications are little milestones that kind of keep you engaged. Okay, rather than you go in a disarray and you don't know where to focus and where to start. Okay, if you have some goalpost in front of you like RAP certification, it might drive you towards it. You can plan and make it, but as my experience, sky did not fall on me after cracking my RAPS exam. So so it won't change the things entirety. Yeah, it's like Compete with whom? You are getting into more sensitive and more interesting point of salary hikes, right? Uh, so yeah. So I see a lot of growth in medical device RAQA of late. When I started my career to what I'm seeing now, the kind of offers that are coming up. Okay, it has become next software, I would say, because a lot of things that we are doing here are for international clients. Okay, they kind of outsource a lot of work like the Tata Elixir or HCL or other companies assigned. Whatever they are doing is lot of offshore work they're performing. There's a lot of good staffing opportunities where people are being sent to abroad to work for those companies. Okay, it is like taking. I could see this as a early stage of software industry boom, where there is the boom just started. But I don't see this has that much of scalability. But to its extent, the growth and demand for good and knowledgeable RAQA professionals is huge. Definitely, you can enhance. It's again how much you can negotiate with salary. That all depends on your own negotiation skills and how you market your RAC per se, all these credentials. But definitely, I am seeing a rise. Okay, I am seeing hope that the salary scales and whatever used to be have increased. Yes, yes, true, true. That is there. True, true. So Harika asked another question: are there any certifications for medical device domain rather than RAPs? Uh, you can get trained on lead auditor or EMDR from BSI or TUV, but I don't say they are certifications. But if you are putting to a complete knowledge of RAPs, regulatory and quality RAPs is a good thing. But I have seen Karaka program by Medidi, European company. It also adds quality affairs and regulatory affairs and clinical affairs all together in one course, but it's a paid course. It's a course that you have to take with them and then they give that certification. That's also a good thing, but explore it. Okay, Karaka program by Mediti. Gautami, thanks for answering my query. Shravan, could you also please organize a session on RAC exam topics just in a outlined manner? I'm not very sure what you're trying to ask, Gautami, but uh, session, because once you reach to a stage of exam, maybe if you guys form a group and need on the day of maybe in the final stage of exam, if you need somebody, you can call me in that session. I can just tell you, reiterate what I went through in the exam day and how I can. But I kind of tried to. I spent a good amount of time on this PPT and put together points that I really wanted to share with you guys. So this would definitely help you. But if you guys form a group and where you wanted any session or anything from me, feel free to reach out to me. I will try to help my bit. Poonam, thanks Raman for sharing it. Thank you. I'm sorry I joined between. So want to know about material for preparation. Okay, so you just hit the climax. Okay, what will what will be RSC exam fee? Okay, entirely is this any sponsorship or waiver? This is also discussed, Kiran. If you haven't followed, if you haven't been there from the beginning, maybe you can listen to this regarding our presentation. The fee is $490 if you are a RAPS member. There is no sponsorship or anything if you until unless your employer sponsoring you. But I paid from my pockets and wrote this exam. Okay, so but the only reduction or only this thing is like, since we are if you are from India and you are taking that RAPS membership, there is a reduced fee for that. And if you are a RAPS member, you can get the reduced you can pay reduced fee for the exam. Hope I have cleared everybody's doubts. Anybody have any questions? Yes, Suresh. Yeah, thank you. I'll do that. Suresh, can you mute yourself? Uh, yes, Divya. Yes, Divya, tell me. Yes, it's again tricky because the RAP syllabus is very elaborated and very these things. So it kind of help you to plan your course, plan your preparation, and on top of it, if you could follow whatever I'm going to share, the syllabus plan, maybe that also will guide you what to read. And if you follow those YouTube links, you can listen to the discussions of other RAPS members discussed about how to approach the exam. All that put together would help you concretize your understanding. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, understand your question. There is some fee associated with that. With that, you can transfer exam to next session. Okay. So that all you can. That's administrative things that you can understand from the RAP's site itself. That can be done. Okay. Yeah. So Aziz was asking, can you please put the links? I actually the links are there. When I share the PPT, I guess you can click on them and just join these things. That shouldn't be a problem. If there is any problem, just ping me on my mail or LinkedIn. I'll try to respond to that. Is there any specific eligibility criteria for RACS exam in terms of professional experience? Not that I know of. Anybody who has maybe graduate, I guess, can post academic thing, right? So you have to complete some professional course and then you can attempt it. It's not a big deal. How are the job opportunities abroad after RSA exam? I'm not really very sure, mate. So Raja, if you have any idea, just tell me. I'll apply first and let you know. But per se, it will have the good traction because uh, if you are applying for any exam, if you are approaching a client, you need not to tell that you know regulatory. Okay, the RAPS tag, RAC tag might help you to overcome that initial hurdle, but rather again you have to prove yourself your metal so that you can crack whatever your motto of getting a project or getting a job, whatever it is. So it all depends on it's just a medium. Okay, it won't make change your life overnight, but it helps you to enhance your professional reach. That's what I can say. Any other questions? We have 1 minute left for this session. So that's great. So thank you very much, guys, for this opportunity. Okay, so uh, wonderful presentation and clarification. Okay, very good. Thank you, guys. So hope all the very best for all of you and crack it. Okay. So if any support, I might take time in responding you guys because as you see, I'm getting a lot of this thing on top of it. My professional commitments, in all that I might here and there in my response, but I try to respond to you all guys, whichever the possible. Just I'm okay. I'm happy to help you in your success towards RAC. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Have a great week ahead. Thank you.